Hi there, this is Amazing Flying Poo.
And this is Taffy.
And for this first PSP Creator Spotlight, we're going to walk you through some of the highlights of jeffcu28's levels.
And to do that, we've got some video footage of the PSP queued up for you, coming up right now.
Alright, this is Jeff's first level that he ever made. It was called Bird of Paradise, and this came out really early in LBP PSP's life cycle. Go on.
This was one of the first great ones.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Back when this level came out, there was a lot of junk out there.
And there's a lot of really bad stuff, bad-looking stuff out there as well.
Yeah, and a lot of levels just copied off basic concepts that one or two authors came up with, which right here you see this ball rolling section. This was a really awesome idea that I hadn't really seen, and he picks up on this idea in Zen a lot more. But he managed to come up with concepts that no one had used before, and he used a lot of them in this level, which really made sense.
Yeah, the whole moving wall, the whole background is moving. I don't even think I've seen that in the level since.
Yeah, I hadn't played this level till a lot later, actually, because there were issues with the game coming out in America, and then also I got addicted to making my own level. But when I finally got to this level, I agree, I had still not seen any of the background moving stuff. So, I mean, he was really thinking ahead, considering we still haven't seen anybody use it, or if they haven't used it as well as he has.
Yeah, and the thing that really stood out for me was that it's clear that, I mean, he's sitting there making this level, making things that he likes to look at, and they really look good because it's clear that he's passionate about it. It's just a great looking level.
Mm-hmm.
So here we're starting in some of the create mode footage where I'm just kind of going in and seeing what I can break. Here's one of the early examples of really heavily layered stickers and just some really good looking stuff. And there's his infamous sprouting pepper plant, which yeah, I still couldn't figure out how he did that until I took it apart.
I still can't believe how good he made this level look. It's still one of the best looking levels.
Oh yeah, oh, it's awesome.
It's just fun how he took something like flowers and went crazy with it, because I really haven't seen anybody do anything like that, which you just wouldn't expect.
Well, who has the courage to make a level out of flowers, to be honest now?
Yeah, yep.
And then somebody does it and you say, oh wow, that's cool.
And this part right here, this was a concept you see all the time in levels, but he did a really unique thing having the vines be poisonous, instead of just having like a random thing sticking out that's poisonous, which is what you see in 50% of the levels that use it is just something random, actually more than 50%. But he actually went and did something really unique that applied to the level, and that's something you don't see many people do.
Yeah, and he put the thin layer of the vines in front of it, and it really it kept with the whole garden theme, and there's thorns on it. Of course, it's lethal.
Oh, I love this puzzle. I think this was the only real challenge puzzle in the whole level where you had to put the I don't even know what it was. Were you putting the pollen in the flower?
Yeah, I think you're pollinating a flower.
Yeah, and that was I was blown away by that. That was probably the best puzzle of its time. It was really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything exactly like that in any other level except for Zen.
All right, now we're going into Love Lost Sonata. This was a survival challenge level that Jeff made for a competition. And this is the intro to the level, and for a survival challenge, this is the this is the longest intro I have ever seen, and it's beautiful. As you can see, it tells a story as the carriage goes along through a dynamic sticker text, and it's just fabulous.
Yeah, it still blows me away to watch this one. It's so moody, and it's just really well done. And then it hits you. This is a survival challenge. I mean,
yeah.
This is a better intro than epic levels, and this is a survival challenge. This is crazy.
Yeah, I've always prided myself with the crazy intros I used on PS3 and my early PSP levels, and I remember reading people talking about this level before I got to play it, and they said, oh man, it has the best intro of any level yet. And I was like, oh come on, it's a survival challenge, and it has the best intro, and it does. It's an incredible intro. And then you can see there that mansion part. You don't only have the intro with the carriage riding, but you also have a whole mansion you play through as you're exploring, trying to find extra point bubbles.
Yeah, and that was this was an entry to the one of the early sticker contests, the rare PSP sticker contests, and I remember seeing this and thinking, has he completely dropped the ball? It was supposed to be a survival challenge, and then it was just so obviously one of the best entries.
Uh-huh.
And so here's something that I thought was really interesting, and you almost don't even notice it even when you're in create mode. So survival challenges use a means of moving the checkpoint to the end of the level, so when you die, you spawn in a different place than when you started. Well, he did that by means of a ramp. So the checkpoint's on the carriage, and the carriage dissolves, and the checkpoint falls down and rolls to the end of the level. And that's just, it's simple, it's brilliant. Of course it works. Why didn't I think of that? I would have tried to do some kind of piston with a one-way dissolve and made it complicated, but his way is just much better.
What's that's going up on above the chandelier there?
So so as far as I can tell, that's the timing mechanism for the ramp up in difficulty.
Okay.
So it's a little cart that moves along and triggers switches. So when it gets all the way to the right, it's really starts swinging things around.
So we're at max difficulty right now, you'd say?
Max difficulty. The only time I've ever seen it that difficult is in create mode, because I'm just not good enough to get that far in play mode.
Yeah, I didn't get that far either.
So here's the checkpoint though. Here I detached it, and it starts rolling down.
Oh wow!
The end of the level.
It rolls really slowly. I'm surprised you didn't ice that, so it slid in case you died earlier.
I know.
So
well, then it's got the whole mansion part that keeps you busy until it gets to the end.
Ah, okay. But if you killed yourself, then you'd end up somewhere down there, huh?
And now I'm sure Jeff is listening to this and saying, thanks, now everybody knows how to break my level.
Yeah, we just run your level, Jeff. Alright, now here is my favorite community level on all of PSP, and actually PS3. This is Zen, and it's an awesome level with an Asian theme, and it just blows me away. I remember Taffy and I both had levels we were making at this time, and we were all exchanging levels to test them. And Jeff passed this one our way, and I just wanted to drop my level and just quit building levels because this level was so good. I mean, it is just incredible.
I could not believe it. I think I was doing some of my Star Wars levels with little intros that I do, and I'm like, oh, my intros are kind of fun, and then here comes this one. I'm just, should I even continue working on mine? I mean, this is just crazy. It's just, the artwork is just so good. The corner editing is like, I can't draw that as well as he corner edits.
And like I was saying with Bird of Paradise, where he had that one ball puzzle, I mean, he goes crazy. You could see that puzzle that he was moving the thing around to control the ball. He had the puzzle, we had to make the ball fall through. There's a lot of platforming based off of balls. But then to go on a different topic, this is my favorite part of the whole level, where you actually drew the level out and then you platform through the drawing.
Yeah, that is a mind blower. I had just out of random chance started playing Okami before this level came out.
Yeah.
And I actually think he did this theme better than that whole game did. And apparently he has never even played that game, so it makes it that much more original.
And then this ending is just perfect, with everything else being the black and white, the way he filled it out. I was blown away. It's just like, wow, you're really gonna make it that hard for anybody to beat you with another level.
I know. Well, this is one of the first times, and just speaking as a kind of a dedicated PSP player, that I really started to notice some of the more dedicated PS3 players looking at some of the pictures from this and saying, wow, some of these levels are starting to look really good on the PSP.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, the concept is, less is more. You've got, basically 3 or 4 colors in the whole level, but it's the contrast and the layout that really does it.
Mm-hmm. And here's one of those ball puzzles I was talking about, which I remember I was talking to him about Bird of Paradise. He's like, oh yeah, I'm working on another level, and I'm like taking that to a whole new level with using the ball things, and man, he did. Here you have the balls rolling down, they control the platforms. And I think right above that, the balls start rolling to the right and control platforms so you can jump across gaps. It goes on through the whole level. I just love that, where the level looked incredible, the theme was perfect, he had a lot of new ideas like this drawing out the level, but then also he had a whole dynamic aspect in the background, which I've never seen anybody go that crazy with. I mean, crazy in a good way, where the whole level was driven by the background. I mean, you can't really get to it, but you have to control it and manipulate it to make it work.
Right, there's a layer of energy flow going on that you have to kind of sync up with.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite parts. That's why I had to take it apart. It's the concept of the scroll unrolling just fascinates me, and it's so simple, but it falls clearly into that category of I just don't know why I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I completely forgot about the scrolling, but I remember playing it now and thinking, I wonder what that looks like, when he builds it. So now I get to see that.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of fun taking these things apart. There's some of the more complex sequencing that goes on in the level finale. It looks like we got some pistons triggering a series of magnetic switches to trigger off the sequence of the color filling in.
Alrighty, that's it for this first edition of the LBP PSP Spotlight. Thanks so much for listening to it. We had a great time making it. We hope you enjoyed it. And join us next time for the next edition.
See you next time.